Manchester City 6-3 RB Leipzig. Jack Grealish scores on European debut. They are in revered company, Manchester City. Only a finite number of teams can score 6 and leave disappointed with what transpired. The positive bits are that Jack Grealish is off the mark in Europe, a stunning goal it was too, and that this could end up representing an important victory over opposition who posed the most direct threat to City's progression from this group. Kevin De Bruyne started for the first time this season. Phil Foden managed his first minutes. City recorded a 50th Champions League victory, with only Real Madrid having reached that milestone quicker in the history of the competition. Man City, 4-3-3, Ederson 6, Cancelo 7, Diaz 6, Ake 6, Zinchenko 6, De Bruyne 7.5, Foden 71 min, 6, Rodri 6.5, Fernandinho 59, 6, Bernardo Silva 7, Gundogan 59, 6, Mahrez 7, Torres 6.5, Sterling 72, Grealish 8.5. Scorers, Ake 16, Mukiel, own goal, 28, Mahrez, pen, 45+2, Grealish 56, Cancelo 73, Jesus 85. Booked, Zinchenko. Manager, Pep Guardiola 6.5. RB Leipzig, 4-2-3-1, Gulaxi 5, Mukiel 5, Klosterman 5, Orban 5, Angelino 6.5, Adams 5.5, Lamer 6, Hidara 60 min, 6, Nkunku 9, Gvardiol 81, Olmo 7, Brobby 72, Forsberg 7, Soboslai 61, 6, Andre Silva 6, Poulsen 60, 6. Scorer, Nkunku 42, 51, 73. Booked, Klosterman, Adams, Angelino. Sent off, Angelino 79. Manager, Jesse Marsch 6. Referee, Serdar Gazubayek, Holland, 7. Attendance, 45,000. The really positive aspect was that Paris Saint-Germain dropped 2 points in Bruges, so maybe nitpicking City's errors after a game they eventually won is a bit much. But that is what Guardiola will be doing privately, focused on the big picture. RB Leipzig were never really out of the game despite conceding half a dozen, Christopher Nkunku finishing with a super hat-trick, and that will worry Guardiola, whose ongoing disagreements with Riyad Mahrez on the touchline drew fascination. And this was not the Leipzig we have become accustomed, not the semi-finalists of 2020. They have lost 3 of their opening 4 Bundesliga matches. They lost their manager and 2 best players to Bayern Munich over the summer. That speaks to a worrying monopoly in Germany. A debate for another day perhaps. Guardiola praised the young, aggressive visitors rather than criticizing his own team. There instead came a veiled dig at absent supporters. "We scored 16 goals in the last 3 games here," he said. "I'd like more people to come on Saturday. We will be tired. Southampton are so dangerous. I invite all our people to come at 3 p.m. to watch our game." Rather than empty seats, the debate here is whether City can get away with playing glorified basketball in the Parc des Princes in a fortnight's time. The smart money is that they cannot. PSG might well fancy themselves to avenge last season's semi-final defeat, particularly armed with Lionel Messi and their other Galactico-free transfers. This was the strange aspect of Wednesday night. Guardiola's prolonged, often inevitable, success at City is built on structural control, defensive awareness. That went missing for 90 minutes, and it will agitate him ahead of the Premier League's return at the weekend. The absence of both Aymeric Laporte and John Stones should not to act as absolute mitigation. It was all a bit lapse. Nathan Ake scored early doors, his thumping header a product of Grealish's arcing corner, and a free run at his marker, before later forming 1/4 of City's porous back line. When Nordi Mukiel headed a comical own goal on 28 minutes, looking every bit the man who actually meant to convert De Bruyne's delicious cross, the game appeared dead. City were moving the ball crisply by that point, but had not been. The opener came from a set piece, but owed much to City's sharpness in midfield, an urgency that had lacked. Guardiola had appeared a picture of exasperation, and after Alexander Zinchenko and Rodri cleverly, and quickly, worked angles in midfield to open the game in the build-up to winning that corner, their manager threw his arms out, as if to say, finally. Then the teams started trading blows. Nkunku managed to wriggle free of Ake to head in just before the break, only for Lucas Klosterman to handle inside the box, and Mahrez dispatched the penalty with no fuss. Perhaps he was just happy to find himself a distance away from the manager. City were 3-1 ahead at the break, but then slipped back into difficulty 5 minutes after half-time. Again, it came amid defensive confusion. Again, it was Nkunku. The striker nestled himself between Diaz and Ake, who are not exactly familiar playing alongside each other, and planted a header into Ederson's near post. Andre Silva and Ferran Torres both had the ball in the net, although both adjudged offside after being allowed to carry on by linesmen told to keep their flags down, no matter how obvious the infringement. Grealish seemed to have sealed it on 56 minutes. He had beavered away all evening, City's best player, and deserved to cap that with a goal. Diaz hooked a clearance high into the sky, and the £100 million record signing scampered off, intent on inflicting damage. He stood up Tyler Adams, shifting possession away from his marker, and curled high into the far corner. That is what they bought him for, and Grealish is already becoming a favorite around these parts. I loved it, Grealish said. I've been waiting a while. The past few weeks, I couldn't wait for this game. It's a great night. Leipzig were still allowed to keep going on the break regardless. Nkunku broke clear and took Leipzig to within one as he steered his memorable hat trick into Ederson's far corner. At that point, for 2 minutes between minutes 73 and 75, Leipzig probed an improbable point. Joao Cancelo had other ideas, though, hitting back almost immediately by screeching home a fifth on the edge of the box. Nerves were settled by that point, even more so when the returning Angelino was sent off for a second yellow. There remained time for substitute Gabriel Jesus to add a sixth, and, on paper, this all looked rather comfortable for a team with designs of finally lifting this trophy. Paper sometimes lies.